Hello and welcome to Market Insights. I am Lavina Emma. Today, we'll be diving into the intriguing relationship between the Nigerian Naira's valuation and cryptocurrency transactions in the country. Meanwhile, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN's decision to put regulations on cryptocurrency trading has sparked a debate. So on today's show, we will explore how these two issues intertwine. First of all, we'll hear from an expert on whether the cryptocurrency has exacerbated Naira's depreciation or if there are other factors at play. We will also investigate the potential consequences for this situation for businesses and individuals in Nigeria. Now, my guest this morning, Mr. Andrew Ogbe, is a data analyst, and he's joining us via Zoom to discuss how we can compare the performance of the Naira to cryptocurrency in Nigeria. So, Mr. Andrew Ogbe, are you here with us? Okay, please can you unmute your microphone? Okay, just trying to fix a technical issue at his own end. Mr. Andrew Ogbe will join us shortly. So as I mentioned earlier on, this ongoing debates and the regulations that the Central Bank of Nigeria has put on cryptocurrency trading in this country, and it's all for the good of Nigerians that want to invest in this crypto business. Okay, so my guest is back online, Mr. Andrew Ogbe. So he is a data analyst and he's joining us this morning via Zoom. So welcome to Market Insights this morning, Mr. Andrew Ogbe.
Such an honor to be here. Thank you for having me once again. SOUQ News is family now.
Okay. How are you enjoying the holiday?
Yeah, beautiful from my end. I hope it's beautiful from your end too.
Yes, it's so far so good. Okay, so the ongoing debate with the regulations that the Central Bank of Nigeria has put on cryptocurrency trading, and it's all for the good of Nigerians, for the purpose of know your customer, know how Nigerians are investing on this digital currency platform to avoid issues of fraud and money laundering and also terrorism financing. Those are the kind of issues that most analysts have accused cryptocurrency trading platforms of carrying out. So I want to ask you now, what are the potential risks and benefits of Nigerians investing in cryptocurrencies as a hedge against inflation?
Okay, please, can you come again with that question? I didn't hear you properly.
Said, what are the potential risks and benefits of Nigerians investing in cryptocurrencies as a hedge against inflation? As you know, inflation in Nigeria is over 31%, and everybody is looking for another source of income, a source of investment to combat the current inflation situation. So what are the potential risks and benefits of Nigerians investing in cryptocurrencies? As you also know, cryptocurrency is more of an investment scheme in Nigeria. We can't we can't actually trade like physical goods for it. We can just invest in it. That's the sole purpose of it, and also save money on cryptocurrency trading. So what are your thoughts on this, Mr. Ogbe?
Okay, well, as Naira plunged over the past few months, so many Nigerians considered other alternative ways to save their money in dollars. And because there was low demand for low supply in dollars, many Nigerians look for alternative ways to save their money in dollars, and cryptocurrency became very handy. You see, of course, because it's a very volatile market, there are risks involved, and anybody who is going to get involved in investing in cryptocurrency must also know the risks associated with investing in cryptocurrency. So you see, what Nigerians have done is what anybody from any part of the world would have done, right? Because these were some of the alternatives that were available to Nigerians. You understand? Even though there were risks involved, many Nigerians were willing to take the risk. I think Nigeria is around, the second largest country in terms of crypto adoption, right? The population we have that is adopting cryptocurrency in the world. So because the Naira was plunging, right? Nigerians were looking out for alternative ways to save their money in and hedge against inflation. And cryptocurrency was the only alternative, even for Nigerians who needed to send money abroad and the rest, because of the low supply of dollar that was then, right? And it was very difficult to get dollar from the traditional means. So the only means available, which is what cryptocurrency makes available, was what Nigerians begin to employ, right? But right now, with the recent happenings, it's beginning to restore confidence. We're going to see Nigerians have more confidence and in our currency and in the policy of the government, and more. We hope that this will attract more foreign investors, and we see that the CBN is trying to tackle the issue of supply of the dollar into the country. So all this is in a positive direction.
Okay, so now what are the potential benefits of this, apart from the whole saving? Yes, there's saving on it, there's investments, and people can exchange their Bitcoins online, yes, but what other benefits does it have for Nigerians?
Okay, you see, technologically, Nigeria is one very interesting country that you see cryptocurrency. Well, it's beyond just the fact that people can make money from cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies actually have real life use cases, okay? Because of the technology that cryptocurrencies was built on. The other day, I was going through my Samsung device and I saw that even Samsung are beginning to save some of their data on the blockchain, right? As I speak right now, Telegram, for example, the Telegram app, P2P transactions happen on the Telegram app, and we begin to see several inventions being hosted on the blockchain, the technology that holds cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and every other digital currencies. So with this, cryptocurrency is more than just making money from, right? The average person sees cryptocurrency as an opportunity to make money. But you see, for someone who is a tech-inclined person, cryptocurrency is seen beyond just a store of value. Of course, the first cryptocurrency in Bitcoin was majorly a store of value, right? But there are several since then, there are several other cryptocurrencies that solve real-life problems have emerged, right? Even though this technology is still in the early phase, and we're going to see a lot more development in that area, but cryptocurrencies are meant to solve real-life problems. One of the major problems cryptocurrencies even came to solve was the issue of, you see, a centralized body controlling the issuance and the regulations around a nation's currency. You see, after gold was removed in 1971, President Nixon removed the gold standard from the dollar. You see, nothing was backed. Currencies were no longer backed up by anything of value. So centralized authorities can control the flow of these currencies. Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, on the other hand, right, being decentralized, cannot be controlled in that way. That is why some people see Bitcoin as digital gold, right? Some people see Bitcoin as digital gold. So cryptocurrency is just beyond saving money, investing money. The technology itself is solving real life problems. The Ethereum blockchain, for example, we've seen the Ethereum blockchain is built to host several smart contracts. People can host their websites, can build things, anything, records can be stored on the Ethereum blockchain, and so many other real life use cases that, in fact, you see, like, for example, Facebook is building her own metaverse, and this metaverse is going to run on Polygon network, right? The metaverse is going to be the new face of social interaction. And this is only made possible by blockchain, cryptocurrency, and the likes. So cryptocurrency is just beyond making money. Of course, for the average investor, you see cryptocurrency as an avenue to make money, which is not bad, but the technology goes far, far beyond that. And in the coming years, we are going to see more and more of this invention and this innovation is going to take center stage and solve a lot of human problems.
So I believe we need to educate more people, especially more Nigerians, on the benefits of cryptocurrency and how it's not just for saving and investment alone. Like you rightfully mentioned, it also has benefits in terms of storing data and also building your own websites and other digitalized information that you want to keep online. So it has its advantages, which is quite good. So as a data analyst, I'm quite sure you meet a lot of people that have asked you these questions about cryptocurrency and other Bitcoins online. So do you also tell them these benefits, or do you just stick to it's strictly for buying and selling or exchanging coins on their websites?
Okay, well, the average investor, especially in Nigerian, wants to make money, right? With the harsh economic condition, right? A lot of Nigerians are just looking for ways to make money and are not really concerned about the benefits of the technology. But you see, for as an expert, I come from the point of education, because you see, once people are informed about a particular innovation, they are better able to make informed decisions. You see, if you are looking for cryptocurrencies are not get rich quick scheme. If you are looking for a get rich quick scheme, I advise you avoid the terrain completely. Right, the trend is going to grow over the years, but it's going to take time. The present position we are in the adoption of cryptocurrency is where the internet was in, I think, 1995. You can imagine how the internet has grown over the years. If in 1995 you told someone that you could purchase a bottle of wine online, right, on an e-commerce store, probably the person may think you are just bluffing. Now, cryptocurrencies have several and numerous use cases in real life, solving real life problems. Now, when you come from the point of education, people are able to make better and informed decisions that they are able to make long-term decisions with holding digital currencies. For example, look at Bitcoin. For example, Bitcoin launched in 2009, started at, I think, 0.05 cents. But right now, Bitcoin soared to as high as $70,000. Why is that the case? Why is it happening? You need to find out, why are these things happening? We've seen that in the past few months, several multinationals in the US. In fact, there's a particular agency in the US that has been buying Bitcoin of worth $4 million every single day. They've kept the order to buy Bitcoin worth $4 million every single day. There must be something they are seeing. And that is what people should look out for. If you come from the point of education, trying to understand the technology, you'll be able to make better and informed decisions, leverage the space more. But like I said earlier on, the average Nigerian, because of the harsh economic condition, is just out to make money. So they are not concerned about any form of use case that it has. For example, Facebook or the internet generally. The average Nigerian don't know what happens back end or what problems it solves. It's just that, okay, I can use it to chat, I can use it to send message, I can browse. That's what the average person knows. But big businesses have been built and big businesses have emerged, right? Multi-billion-dollar businesses have emerged from the internet.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Andrew. Yes, I also want to know now. Yes, you mentioned the advantages of the crypto trading platform, how it's also helped to build businesses, not just for savings and investments alone. Yes, but the Central Bank of Nigeria, as you know, they put some regulations for cryptocurrency trading, and also who is investing in. They just want some KYC, some proper information on how Nigerians are trading on this platform. So now, how has the Central Bank of Nigeria's stance on cryptocurrencies affected their adoption in the country?
Okay, I think for let's backtrack to 2020, for example, when the CBN, the federal government, came out and said they banned crypto, they stopped commercial banks from trading accounts for virtual asset service providers. Now, did that deter Nigerians? Actually, there was a very massive influx of more Nigerians into the space. Now, what the government is trying to solve, you see, I think we are going about it the wrong way. It's like trying to solve a problem from the fruits and not from the roots. We still have the issues of unemployment, right? There are no employment. So Nigerians will look for ways, and inflation is on the high. So life is becoming more difficult. People will look for alternative ways. So even the present regulations and whatever is happening in the space may not deter so many Nigerians. And for the people that the government is, there are some, the CBN demanded for the records of certain investors on the Binance platform. You see, those people, the kind of people that they demanded and the kind of money that was traded, that was they accused Binance of. You see, those set of people, they are not the small players in the industry. They are not people that will be deterred by a single regulation or a little hiccup here and there. They are not people. These are people who are firm believers and who understand the technology. For somebody to trade such kind of volume, they understand the technology. The people who are most likely are going to be deterred are just the regular investors, which are the base of the whole thing, right? But you see, the real big players, the decision makers, are not going to be deterred by things like this. I think what we'll see is maybe the confidence of a few Nigerians, right, dwindle. Their confidence will dwindle, of course, but over time, because this is an emerging technology and the trend is going to keep going up and up and up and up, so more Nigerians will begin to realize. So what I think the government should do, and that is one of the things they have been doing, is to tackle the real issue. Can we tackle the issue of insecurity, the issue of unemployment, the issue of electricity? These are ways that we can use to boost the economy. And once there is a positive trend, a positive growth in the economy, more Nigerians will be able to diversify their income into other things, for example, running a physical business right now in Nigeria is almost difficult. Most business owners are crying every day because of the high inflation rate. So people will look for alternative ways to make money that requires less skill, and it doesn't require, you may not necessarily have to pay so much tax and the rest. So that is what we are seeing today. That's what we are seeing today. The big players, the main players, are not going to be deterred by these little hiccups here and there. But of course, the masses, few people will be deterred, but eventually confidence will come back, because if the real issues are not being solved, Nigerians will always look for other ways to survive.
Yes, so I believe more education is required for Nigerians to know the benefits of cryptocurrency, not seeing it as a fraudulent means of making money. But yes, I also want to ask you now, you heard about the Naira, the Central Bank of Nigeria's digital currency. And it was created solely to promote financial inclusion, increase cross-border transactions, and facilitate diaspora remittances and complement existing payment systems. So now, with the launch of Naira, how do you see this digital currency competing with other cryptocurrencies in Nigeria?
Okay, I've had a lot of people ask me this question about the Naira. Now, the Naira, right now, it's, of course, probably a lot of work is going on back end that we are not aware of now. But the first launch of the Naira was not a very successful launch. And I'll tell you some of the reasons. You see, Nigerians, generally, before something can be considered as a store of value, people must be able to see it as something that is valuable. Now, the Naira was experiencing a dip. So even with Naira, not many people will want to save their money in Naira or trade in Naira. That's one. Number two is that, you see, the Naira is more or less a digital currency and not a cryptocurrency. Now, the idea of cryptocurrency is decentralization, such that no central body issues it or controls it. Now, but with Naira, what we see is that the issuance of Naira and the regulation of Naira is done by the CBN, is done by your bank. You can only get Naira from your bank. Now, of course, that will be a deterrent factor for people who understand the space, that they can't save their money in Naira. They can trade in Naira. So the Naira maybe still in its early phase. Maybe a lot of work is being done back end, and we'll see the power of the Naira, because we have things like USDT. I think Nigeria can also sort, our Naira can soar to that height. United States dollar token. We have things like USDC and the rest. And I think this is one of the ways the government can, you see, we can align with this emerging technology by having our own currency, our own crypto digital currency. This will, to a large extent, to a large extent, curb the issues of, the issues of funding terrorism and the rest. Because if, for example, many people who trade Bitcoin and the rest trade it against USDT. If you have Bitcoin, you want to swap it to USDT, if we have platforms that when you have Bitcoin, for example, you can trade it to Naira to be able to use it, your bank, to be able to use it in Nigeria, then the Naira will be strengthened. But as it stands right now, the Naira is more or less like, the electronic money you have, the money you have on your phone. There's no much difference with the money you have on your bank app. The Naira is not so much different from that, because it is not decentralized. So, well, we hope to see we hope to see a positive change. We hope to see that the government, probably the central bank, works on strengthening the Naira. And with what they are doing presently, I think it's a step in the right direction.
Okay. So, yeah, so Mr. Andrew, now what steps would you take? What would you recommend to actually strengthen the Naira? Because I feel if the government has its own digital currency, it will encourage more Nigerians, not just the big players in the industry, to invest in other digital currencies and see it as a legitimate digital currency that you can store your money on and also invest in it also. So what steps do you think the government should take to make it more, to strengthen its value?
Okay, number one, first step is decentralization, right? If it's going to be a cryptocurrency, then it has to be decentralized. Go full-fledged decentralization. That's number one. Number two is strengthen our currency, which is what the government is doing right now. And I must commend the present CBN governor and this administration, right? Strengthen. We've seen the Naira gain value against the dollar over the past few weeks. Now, if the currency is strengthened, more Nigerians will regain confidence in the currency, and this will also attract foreign investments into the country. Strengthen the currency, right, through other means, okay? Whether it's, if there are several ways that the economy can be strengthened, one of which is diversifying our economy. Our overdependence on crude oil we need to diversify the economy to other non-oil exports. We have to look at non-oil exports also. So once we achieve a positive trend in this area and the Naira begins to gain value and confidence, more Nigerians are beginning to gain confidence, and this can only happen when there is stability in the currency, because you don't want to wake up one morning and inflation has eaten 20% of your money, right? You don't want to wake up to that. So once the currency, there's relative stability in our currency, which is what I must commend this administration for over the past few weeks. But this needs to be sustained. Once there is stability in the economy, a lot of Nigerians will gain confidence in the Naira project. But right now, even Nigerians don't have confidence in it because the Naira keeps depreciating. But like we've seen over the past few weeks, the Naira has gained value against the dollar. If this continues and the Naira gets back to its position, and we see relative stability in the market, more Nigerians will have confidence to be able to put their money in Naira and trade it as against other cryptocurrencies. Something else that must be done also is the incorporation of the Naira into other virtual asset service providers. The Naira need to now function fully with these virtual asset service providers, and it also now needs to be traded against other currencies. So if we see all these things being done, I think more Nigerians will gain confidence in trading with our own currency.
Thank you for that, Mr. Andrew. Okay, yes, just before we go on a break, yes, two questions now. First of all, we've seen how this digital currencies, whether it's Bitcoins or cryptocurrencies, how they have fared, how the value, when paired up against other foreign currencies, we see the value, and it gets not just in Nigeria alone, but people all over the world want to invest in other digital currencies, whether it's Bitcoins or cryptocurrencies. Everybody wants to invest because they're seeing how it's getting stronger, it's getting more popular, and the fact that in more Western countries you could trade with it, you could purchase a luxury item using the Bitcoin to actually pay for it. So now, do you think cryptocurrency trading, when you actually weigh them, it has a better performance than the Naira when you compare the two? I know one is a digital currency, but the advantages of it, yes, it's stored online and we have this physical cash, but it's all over the world. You could actually use it with ease all over the world. So do you really think that cryptocurrency is trading better than the Naira?
Okay, yeah, it's an absolute yes, and not just the Naira. You see, from 2023, the records are there. Bitcoin has been the best performing asset class from 2022 to 2023. Bitcoin has been the best performing asset against stocks of multinationals and the rest, even gold, right? So Bitcoin has soared higher and higher and higher, and other cryptocurrencies have followed suit. And it's not just a thing about the Naira. It's a thing about this emerging technology. And we are going to see this positive trend for the next decade. It's not going to stop anytime soon. Now, what more countries are doing is finding ways to leverage this technology, leverage this space. That is what we should be focusing on. Because you see, once you keep trying to fight the technology, it will move it underground. And since it's a decentralized technology, people can find ways to operate it without being noticed, right? It will move underground. And the power of cryptocurrency, you don't want it to go underground, because that time you won't be able to spot so many things that is going on in the space. So it's not just about Naira. Cryptocurrency is Bitcoin specifically. It has been the best performing asset in 2023, even in 2024, as against things like gold, Apple stocks, and the rest. Is being the best performing asset. So it's not just about the Naira, even against the dollar and every other asset class.
Should Nigerians prioritize holding Naira or cryptocurrencies for their long-term financial goals, considering factors like volatility and economic stability?
Okay, well, I am not a financial advisor, so anything I'm going to say here now shouldn't be taken as a financial advice. Now, should Nigerians hold cryptocurrency as against the Naira? Well, it's a very tricky question. It's not a yes or a no answer. I think it's a personal issue based on what you are looking out for, right? And like I often say, if you must invest in anything, not only in cryptocurrency, go for education first. Go from the place of learning, right? If you invest without knowledge, you are most likely going to lose your funds. Now, so with whether the Nigerians should pay more attention to the Naira or to cryptocurrency is going to be largely dependent on what the performance of the Naira is going to be largely dependent on the economic policy, the performance of our economy. That is what is going to influence the decisions of many Nigerians who are interested in cryptocurrency. The only thing I can say is that the technology, cryptocurrency, blockchain is still an emerging technology, and we're going to see it's not going to leave us anytime soon. We're going to keep hearing more of it, more of it. The only counsel I can give is pay attention to it, right? Even if you're not going to invest your money in, pay attention to blockchain, pay attention to the trends, pay attention to metaverse, pay attention to AI, right? Just pay attention to the trends for education purpose. And if you ever decide to invest your money, ensure you are coming from the place of knowledge.
Well said, Mr. Andrew. Yes, that's very, very key, educating yourselves and also following the trends now. So to what extent can blockchain technology and the underlying technology behind cryptocurrencies be leveraged to improve transparency and efficiency in the Nigerian financial sector?
Okay, blockchain technology guarantees transparency, right? Because it is fully decentralized. It's a decentralized way to store data. And blockchain is not only used to store cryptocurrency or financial records. When it's used to store financial records, we call it cryptocurrency. Now, one of the great benefits of blockchain is the transparency. The fact that, you see, we've had things like one morning you just wake up and you hear that snake swallowed 20 billion naira, and it can be traced. Some of those kind of things can be found with blockchain because transactions on the blockchain remain that way. You can trace the first Bitcoin that was first transferred ever. You can trace that transaction from what wallet to what wallet. So blockchain guarantees transparency. And you see, another second advantage is that the records on the blockchain cannot be destroyed. You can't destroy the records on the blockchain. You can't tamper with the records on the blockchain or on records on the blockchain. So one of the benefits this will provide is that records cannot be tampered with. Record cannot be tampered with. So you're going to see more trust. I call cryptocurrency democratized money, right? Money for the people, controlled by the people. It's not a currency that is going to be controlled by, or that is controlled by just a few individuals. Just a few individuals. Mass adoption is one of the great influencer of the price and the value of cryptocurrency. Mass adoption. So one of the other benefit, like I stated, is that the records on the blockchain are indestructible. Another thing is, which is more or less like a disadvantage, but also has its own advantage, is anonymity. That the records on the blockchain are anonymous, right? Now, but that can be tackled with KYC. When you see, that is why what happened with Binance is not the best way to tackle the issue, because with centralized exchange platform, you can actually get people to do KYC on their platform, know your customer, so that people don't just transact cryptocurrency and remain anonymous. But when cryptocurrency are transacted without centralized exchange platforms, there is anonymity. It's both an advantage. It can be an advantage, and it can be a disadvantage. Another advantage is or benefit would be the security involved with blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is not easily hacked. It's not easily hacked. We've seen conventional ways of storing records being hacked. We've seen people hack people's account even in commercial banks. We've seen some of the accounts being hacked and the rest. Now, with the incorporation of blockchain, you can be sure of security, because data on the blockchain are not easily hacked. In fact, as I'm speaking right now, the blockchain technology is like the most secure technology right now. Any record on the blockchain is not easily hacked. It can only be compromised when the owners of whatever record on the blockchain decides, or the assets on the blockchain decides to give somebody assets or go through fraudulent links and the rest. But right now, the blockchain technology guarantees security, because the records of the transaction are not stored in a central server, right? They are decentralized, stored in billions of computers across the world. So one person cannot tamper with the records. One person cannot just hack the record. You can't come from one point and destroy the records of the transaction on the blockchain. So if we see more inclusion in our traditional banking system, I think it will strengthen our economy further.
Okay. So we need mass adoption. We need to like really get ourselves educated as a people as to the benefits of cryptocurrency trading, and actually, yes, hopefully we can adopt it to be used as a digitalized legal currency on a wide scale with mass education. Okay, so we stand to benefit a lot from this, according to you. So how can cryptocurrency adoption be balanced with the need to combat financial crime and money laundering? As you know, the popular case of Yahoo has been going on for some time, and everybody, when you tell some people who work from home, who work online, and then they immediately assume, especially if you're carrying a laptop all the time, that you are engaged in fraudulent activities, popularly called money laundering, and also Yahoo business too. So people have also accused people who participate in this crypto trading platform of doing that. So how can cryptocurrency adoption be balanced with the need to combat financial crime and money laundering?
Okay, before I answer that, there was something you said about cryptocurrency becoming legal tender. Well, personally, I do not see that happening anytime soon. I do not see that happening anytime soon. Why? It's because, in fact, I don't think that will ever happen, because one of the ways governments have control, political control, is through economic control. So if you relinquish the control of your economy to the masses, there is no control anymore. So I don't think that will ever happen. But what I see is a collaboration, a coexistence. Now, back to your question, people who are involved in cryptocurrency are seen as people who do Yahoo Yahoo. I'll tell you a short story. When I went to marry my wife, to ask for her hand in marriage before her parents, you see, I found it difficult to mention to my father-in-law that what I do is I'm largely involved in the cryptocurrency space. So because I know he was going to, the regular African parent is going to perceive you as a Yahoo Yahoo person. Show me your office. So what I did was I took a job. I took a job because of that. I had to take a job so that I could tell him this is where I am working, and he could verify it, that you are working in XYZ place, so that you are qualified to marry my daughter. But over the years, from being able to educate him gradually over the years, he's come to understand that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, and this is not a fraudulent way to make money. Now, with cryptocurrency sponsoring terrorism, fraudulent activities, and the rest, now it's not just cryptocurrency. Even with fiat currency, that can also happen. One of the ways this can be combated still remains through virtual asset service providers. One of the ways. Allowing cryptocurrencies to go underground while chasing out crypto virtual asset service providers, or making the regulations stiffer and stiffer for them, right? We'll push cryptocurrency underground. And when it goes underground, that is when its real power comes out. This real strength of blockchain comes out, because blockchain was actually designed to operate in a decentralized manner. No government of the world has been able to destroy the technology. They just have to find ways to leverage it and coexist. So one of the ways is through virtual asset service providers, because insisting that proper KYC is done and putting regulation limits to certain transaction volume. Once the activities of these virtual asset service providers are being regulated, we can curb the issue of terrorism funding and the rest via cryptocurrency. Because anybody who wants to launder money through cryptocurrency, for example, some way, somehow, if you want to spend that money in Nigeria, you need to convert that money to either dollars, or you convert it to Naira. In that point, through that point, that channel of converting to Naira, that transaction can be traced. And you see, cryptocurrency transaction can also be traced, right? They can be traced. Of course, there is anonymity, but once a cryptocurrency is being sent to a centralized exchange platform, you can trace from where it is coming. You can trace, with the experts can trace from where it is coming, what wallet, because of the KYC that was done on these centralized exchange platforms. So what we need to do is to strengthen centralized exchange platforms, collaborate more with centralized exchange platforms, so that proper KYC is done and proper anti-money laundering regulations are being followed. I think that is the way you can use cryptocurrency. You can curb fraudulent transactions on cryptocurrency. Centralized exchanges still remains one of the means to do this.
Okay, so a proper public-private partnership, perhaps one with the CBN and other virtual service providers, can actually help to promote more KYC, and also to, how do I put this now, to also curb this trend of any kind of fraudulent transaction or money laundering activities, or any kind of fraudulent financing, like, for example, financing terrorism activities too. So once there's a public-private partnership, especially with the regulators in our financial industry, like from the regulators from the SEC, partnering with virtual service providers to ensure that, okay, anybody that is conducting above a certain amount or doing something that is not legal under our financial laws should be immediately notified to the SEC so that it can be tracked, the name of the person can be tracked, and whatever bad intentions it has can be stopped immediately. So that means you actually support the Central Bank of Nigeria's regulations on cryptocurrency trading and all the other regulations that they have also put in place at the moment.
Yes, actually, that's the way forward. I was very excited when I saw the regulation that was issued by the CBN, right? I was very, very excited because that is the way forward. The way forward is to regulate these exchange platforms. That is why when the CBN came out and said Binance was operating illegally in Nigeria, I was like, well, Binance have been in operation for so many years right now. Who gave them the license to operate in Nigeria? These people need to be brought to book. If you think Binance has been doing something illegal, who gave them the license to operate in Nigeria in the first place, right? Where the transactions, did Binance meet the regulatory standards before being allowed to operate in the country? Who are the people that were responsible for making sure that Binance meet all regulatory standards? These are the issues we need to start addressing, because you see, it's just like if you kill maybe the leader of an idea and you don't kill the idea itself, another leader will emerge. If Binance is out of the market right now, another exchange platform will arise. More exchange platforms will arise, right? In fact, like I said, you see, Telegram, for example, right now, Telegram there is P2P on Telegram, right? There's P2P on Telegram. So how can this happen if there are no regulations, proper regulations for these virtual asset service providers, right? And some of them are being kicked out and the rest, more will arise, more will rise up. Other means for people to exchange cryptocurrency and transact in cryptocurrency will rise up. So what we need to do is, like you said, is a public-private partnership with virtual asset service providers. And you see, in Nigeria, we have a very young populace and a technologically driven society. Young populace. We have young people who understand this technology and can provide solutions that can help us make progress as a country, as a nation.
Okay. Thank you for that, Mr. Andrew. Okay, before we round up now, just want to ask you just still on regulatory between our Securities and Exchange Commission and cryptocurrency traders. Now, considering the nascent regulatory landscape for cryptocurrencies in Nigeria, what challenges arise in striking a balance between fostering innovation and protecting investors from potential scams and market manipulations?
Okay, what the federal government did by sanctioning Binance is very, very good, because it now gave other people, it cautioned other virtual asset service providers against currency speculation and the rest, and having this is in a bid to protect investors, right? It's in a bid. So I don't think Nigerians should be angry about what the central bank is doing, right? What they have done so far, we've seen the impact even in our currency, right? So what the government is doing is actually helping to protect more investors against fraudulent activities on these platforms. And I think more Nigerians should support what the government is doing, to give all the necessary support to see that these virtual asset service providers are being properly regulated. They are properly regulated.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us this morning on Market Insight, Mr. Andrew Ogbe. So your final words on this. Yes, you have said the Naira, more Nigerians need to educate themselves on cryptocurrency, and also we should also watch the trends concerning the Naira and also concerning other Bitcoin and crypto trading platforms too. So your final words for Nigerians on digital currencies that we have right now and investing in them.
Okay, my final words will still be pay attention to the trend, right? Don't ignore the trend completely, even if you're not going to invest your money in it. Pay attention to the trend. Then secondly would be, as you pay attention to the trend, educate yourself. educate yourself. Come from the point of knowledge. Before you make any financial commitment, before you make any financial commitment or financial decision, ensure you come from the place of education. Consult a financial expert or educate yourself personally if you must invest in this platform. And I advise people to pay attention to trends generally, not just about cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, but generally pay attention to trend in AI, pay attention to trend in metaverse and several other emerging technology today, because they are going to take center stage in the coming decade. They are going to, a lot of traditional jobs are going to be taken over by technology. So you need to pay attention so that you are abreast of what is happening right now in the world, and how you can leverage it to better your life and your nation. Thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you, Mr. Ogbe, and do enjoy the rest of your holiday today. Thank you for joining us on Market Insights.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here today, and enjoy the rest of the holiday too.
Okay, so that's our time this morning on Market Insights as we discuss the performance of the Naira versus cryptocurrency. And my guest was Andrew Ogbe, a data analyst, and he gave a lot of explanations on the benefits of cryptocurrency trading. And it's not just for digital investments alone. It also involves storing records, financial records, and other, if you also want to build a website. And he also emphasized on education of what cryptocurrency is all about, how to invest, what the stakes are investing. And he also said it's not a get-rich-quick scheme that you should just rush into. So you need to understand this digital financial currency, first of all, before you start investing in it. So that's our time this morning on Market Insights as we discuss more business and developmental issues and financial and economic issues on Market Insight. Thank you for joining us this morning. I am your host, Lovina Emma. Do stay tuned to the next program on SOUQ News Television.